Good afternoon and welcome into Puckett Fieldhouse in Fayette, Missouri. It's been a snowy week and a snow-filled day outside, but it's nice and warm in the Fieldhouse as we are set for a Hart Conference action back in mid-Missouri as the Central Methodist Eagles 9-7 on the season, 6-6 in Hart Conference play, 6th in the standings, get set to host the William Penn Statesmen, 8-5 on the season, 5-4 in conference play, currently one spot ahead of the Eagles. This is a big conference matchup right here in the middle of the Hart Conference standings. The Statesmen out of Oskaloosa, Iowa. We'll let Gary Linhart take you through the starting lineups, and we'll be back before tip-off.
Integrity, responsibility, servant leadership, and sportsmanship. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the starters for tonight's contest. First, for the visiting team on the scoreboard, the Statesmen of William Penn. At guard, a 5'10" senior from Pensacola, Florida, number 4, Roy Jones, third. At forward, a 6'5" junior from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, number 5, Jameer Reed. At guard, a 6'3" sophomore from Des Moines, Iowa, number 11, Manny Emmons. At guard, a 6'4" junior from Chicago, Illinois, number 12, Laquan Washington. And at forward, a 6'6" junior from Brooklyn, New York, number 15, Jawan Brown. The Statesmen, led by head coach John Henry, assisted by Rufus Williams, Tom Pickerbauer, Ken Poole, Nick Coffey, Brandon Madison Williams, and Lloyd Steinlager. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineups for your Central Methodist Eagles. At guard, a 6'6" junior from Atlanta, Georgia, number 0, Justin Jenkins. At guard, a 6'2" senior from Jefferson City, Missouri, number 1, Marcus Anthony. At forward, a 6'9" senior from Kansas City, Missouri, number 5, Cole Tom. At guard, a 6'5" senior from Croatia, number 8, Mario Fantina. And at forward, a 6'7" junior from London, England, number 23, Brandon Joy. Your Eagles, led by head coach Matt Sherman, assisted by Forrest Hicks, Ryan Allen, Christian Garish, and Isaiah May. Good luck to both.
So as you heard, both teams kind of made some changes to their lineups here to begin the 2025 portion of the schedule. For Central Methodist, they have moved Marcus Anthony to the point guard position, put Kai Jordan on the bench, and then they have now started Mario Fantina over the last couple of games. Both of those being wins, a close one over Mount Mercy, 80-78, and then a big dominant victory over Culver Stockton and Canton, 75-46 earlier this week. As for William Penn, they have an injury in their lineup. Deshaun Basie has missed the last 2 ball games. They've inserted Jawan Brown into the starting lineups. And the Statesmen are in their all-Navy uniforms, Central Methodist, all-white uniforms here at home in Puckett Fieldhouse for their first game of 2025 at home. Boltong and Brown get set to tap it. Boltong had a very good performance against Mount Mercy as the tip goes out of bounds and possession goes to CMU. He had 22 points, 11 rebounds, 4 of 7 from deep, and helped propel them to that win over the Mustangs. He was the Hart Conference Offensive Player of the Week last week. And this is a team that is in a critical portion of their schedule coming up as they'll take on Mid-Am next up. So this is a big matchup to try to get a victory against a team one spot ahead of them in the Hart Conference standings. Line to shoot for Choya. Into the lane, and it's blocked. Jawan Brown got a piece of it. And on the run, Roy Jones III finds Brown. That rewards the big man for the block and running the floor.
Absolutely. Great block on one end, and we're seeing quick tempo early by William Penn. Not surprised by that, Aaron.
Jenkins fouled. No shot. Foul on the floor. Jameer Reed, the 6'5" junior, is the guilty party. Central Methodist to inbound. It's been interesting to see Fantina thrust into the starting lineup as head coach Matt Sherman wanted to change things up. Juwan Brown intercepts it. Free run to the basket and a two-hand flush.
Tell you what, that was just a great defensive play that time by Brown, Aaron, and I just total effort play right there, correct? 2 quick baskets for the big guy from William Penn.
He's a 6'6" junior from Brooklyn. As William Penn has looked for a little bit more depth as of late. Fantina from deep. A little off target and a rebound to Jameer Reed. He looks up the floor and finds Washington. Inside look to Brown, he spins in, count it, and the foul. What a start for Brown. He came in today averaging 6.5 points a contest, but he did drop in 10 points in their matchup against Grandview where they fell 79 to 62, but Juwan Brown finding some looks inside. Can't convert the three-point play, 6-0 early lead for William Penn out of the gates. CMU has already been hit with a haymaker on their home floor. Tong from deep, off the heel. The rebound collected by Roy Jones III. Full head of steam. Kick out to Washington. The long two swirls out. Jenkins crossover and a reach and foul on Jameer Reed.
Talk the start of this game. Statements from William Penn up in Iowa. Very easy early on. Less than 2 minutes gone in this first half. They are going to get up and down the floor and look to score as quick as they possibly can in transition. Central trying to get a little bit of offensive flow, struggling from beyond the arc early in this game.
They find Tong. Oh man, that could have been a good look for him, but instead it's out of bounds, and we'll have a confirmation. Possession goes the way of William Penn. Aaron Mosier, Eagles Hall of Famer Dave Fox with you on the Hart Conference Network. Saturday afternoon in January, as the Eagles trying to win 3 straight. Jones missed that badly. Choya, and boy, some ugly basketball after Juwan Brown got William Penn off to a 6-0 lead.
Yeah, that's a couple of possessions here in the first half. Maybe just trying to go a little too fast, you know, and give credit to the athleticism and talent by William Penn, and come up 4 possessions empty so far. Look for the Eagles maybe to set something up offensively and try to get an easy bucket.
This is Manny Hammond, leading scorer for William Penn, averaging 11 points a contest. Let's feed it inside to Brown. He tries to face up and muscle in against Tong. And the 6'9" Tong says, no, sir. Anthony tried to cross over on Jones, and another reach-in foul coming on William Penn, their 3rd team foul. And we're not even 3 minutes into this first half.
You know, some of those fouls are the result of a little too much aggression on the perimeter in particular by these statesmen, but I tell you what, they've got some active hands, and yes, they've been called fouls, but they've done a good job taking care of any type of penetration so far by the Eagles.
Oh boy, Fantina lucky to get that back. 3 turnovers already for the Eagles, 0 for 3 from the field. Jenkins changes that, a straightaway 3. He's averaging just over 16 points a contest, shooting 36.5% from deep. 3 minutes in, 6-3 lead for the Statesmen. A feed looking for Brown, and it's a turnover. And then CMU gives it right back. Hammond, jab step, could not free himself from Jenkins, and Jenkins sends it away. Anthony, back out to Tong, straightaway 3. Couple threes in a row for the CMU big men.
I'm not sure, he may not gotten fouled, Kim. Aaron, after that shot, but back-to-back threes, and just like that, here comes William Penn.
Juwan Brown, a pump fake and a nifty move to get to the other side of the rim. He has all 8 of William Penn's points. Jenkins out to Choya. Choya has been a little bit quieter on the scoreboard as of late. Fantina floats it off the glass. Santina averaging 6 points a contest.
You know he can score beyond the arc. Nice to see him with some penetration, a nice little floater that time. Scored inside the arc.
He played a season-high 31 minutes against Mount Mercy. Feed to Brown, and another bucket for him, 10 points. He has already matched his season high for the Statesman. The feed from Washington. Tong thought about it, gives it off to Jenkins. 4.5 minutes into this one. Anthony pulls it from the line, got it. He has really taken over as a big leader this season. Veteran presence on this roster, averaging 12.5 points a contest. Another turnover for the Statesman. Brown couldn't collect it. Choi on the run. He hangs and finishes. Count it.
Talk about William Penn and their transition early in this game. The last 2 minutes, the script has flipped it. Central's getting two nice back-to-back transition buckets created by their defensive intensity and a couple turnovers. Nice run here with 15:07 remaining in the first half by the Central Methodist Eagles.
Kai Jordan in for the first time for CMU. Kevin James also at the table. 14 fouls on William Penn. And CMU has taken their first lead of the ball game, 12-10. 2 personal fouls on Jameer Reed. And Choya converts the three-point play, averaging just over 12 points a contest. Kevin James replaces Choya. I think we have seen head coach Matt Sherman of CMU over the last few games go to his bench a little bit earlier. He saw the way that his team became very fatigued late in fourth quarters. He's made a bit of adjustment. Shakur Williams out to Jones out front of the iron, and offensive board to Hobart, and he can't finish on the second chance opportunity. Jordan, cross court to Anthony. They find Jenkins in transition. He's bumped by Isaac Hobart.
A really good job, Central, that time. Didn't have the transition we've seen with some easy buckets, didn't have the numbers, but got it from one side to the other. Then back to Jenkins, who we know his ability to put the ball on the floor, can shoot the three. Good secondary offense that time by the Eagles.
We got a timeout with 14:40 to play in the first half, and the Eagles lead 13-10.
Welcome to the Heart of America Athletic Conference, where innovation meets tradition. Here, growth is not just measured in victories, but in the development of character and sportsmanship. Our student athletes compete at a championship level, pushing their limits every day. The Heart is committed to an uncommon student athlete experience that features some of the premier athletic programs in the NAIA. Our commitment to excellence goes beyond athletics, establishing a community of support and mentorship. But what truly sets us apart is the heart with which we play. Join us and experience the passion, the drive, and the spirit of champions. That passion and commitment extends off the playing field and into graduation. The Heart of America Athletic Conference, champions in competition, leaders in life.
First half, 14:40 to play. And Central Methodist on their home floor for the first time in 2025. They've got a 13-10 lead over William Penn, a big matchup in the middle of the Hart Conference standings. CMU number 6, William Penn in 5th place as of right now. And both teams have gotten off to a good start offensively outside of 7 combined turnovers. William Penn 5 of 9 from the field, CMU 5 of 8 and 2 of 4 from distance. And foul off ball as Marcus Anthony was trying to get open. That's his first personal second team foul on CMU. William Penn trying to get back to winning shape themselves, 1-3 in their last 4. Losses to Benedictine by 3, Grandview and Graceland. Neither of these teams had a great December. Jones has it intercepted by Anthony on the break against Hobart. He can't finish. Hobart able to recover. Williams spinning on James, muscling in, he bounced it for Washington, and Tong got a piece of it. And then inside, Oates was rejected. Physical game inside, and we have a whistle blown on CMU. It's on Jenkins, his first personal.
Aaron, I'm going to agree with you on it's a very physical game. It's physical on the perimeter. Offensive players trying to gain advantage. Right now, the officials are letting a lot of contact, preventing that. We just saw 2 nice block shots that time.
Correction, 2 on Destin Jenkins, and he has to take a seat. Hobart trying to bounce it for Oates. Kickball as Tong got his foot on it. Head coach Matt Sherman, he was talking with us before the calendar flip that he disappointed after that last-second Peru State loss on the Carlos Hines jumper. Missed by Oates. Choya, he hangs and scoops it in. But he feels like this team is capable of making a kind of run that Peru State did last season, surprising folks in the second half of the schedule. They have to continue their win streak today to really make that known to the rest of the conference. Great feed inside on the back cut. Washington was open.
Well, good initial defense that time by the Eagles on the perimeter. What a nice find that time.
3-point lead for CMU. Fast-paced action. Tong short on that 3. Jones, cross-court pass, Williams. Bounces it, and Oates has it poked away. Choya out of bounds.
You know, I've talked about the bench of both these teams. We're seeing frequent substitutions by both of these coaches, and certainly Coach Sherman's getting early time. Help from the bench as well.
Sean Basie checks in for William Penn. Again, he did not play in their last 2 games. He's out there, number 0. He pulls up from straight away. Obviously doesn't feel too worse for Ware, misses off the heel.
Didn't take long, did it?
Kai Jordan to Tong. He's still feeling it, but this time he misses it long. Williams crossover, working against James. Oh, Tong, oh my, caught the block, but Fantina could not corral a loose ball. Don't see a block like that too often. Williams got it.
Coach Sherman sure liked that block as well, but he sure did not like the end result, which was a turnover. Tong had a chance just to gain possession, give it up to a guard, and, you know, try to get numbers that way. Really a careless turnover.
Fantina. CMU continues to settle from deep. This time the Croatian drops it in. 4-point lead for the Eagles. Feed inside, and Brown lost it off of Tong and out of bounds. Brown checking in, 5 for 5 from the field already today, 10 points. After barely playing much of the early season, he has plugged in nicely into the lineup. Sawulu guarding him. This is Marcellus Bryant. Feeding it to Brown. And Brown trying to get it back out. Miscommunication as both teams really struggling with the turnovers early. 11 combined. Central Methodist had 21 turnovers against William Penn on the road in Oskaloosa back in November. And that loss to the Statesman.
That's going to happen. You get that many turnovers, really, wherever you're at. And you talked about how important all these games in the conference are, but, man, protecting the turf at home is really important, and the Eagles so far out to a good start.
Jordan hounded outside by Bryant. He's not moving it yet. 8 on the shot clock and takes a tough look. And that has been a little bit of the frustration that head coach Matt Sherman and CMU has had sometimes with Jordan's decision-making. The other way, a free run to the basket, Marcellus Bryant. It's not a great sequence for Central Methodist.
Yeah, the ball was on the floor an awful long time, the last possession by the Eagles.
Jordan has struggled to finish at the rim this year. There's a 38.5% field goal percentage for him. Fantina fires it to James, and he gets a little help from the rim. 5-point lead for CMU. A big part of that has been the 3-ball.
As always, credit to Fantina. Excellent find, excellent pass.
and Bryant carried. CMU gets the ball back. They're shooting 50% from distance, 4 of 8, 8 of 15 from the field. They can avoid the turnovers. Right now they're cashing in. James to Sawulu. They go around the perimeter, back to Jordan. Fantina. This time CMU works a little shot clock. 9 to shoot for James. Looking for some help. He crosses over into the lane himself. He hangs and kisses it in off the window.
How about the minutes from James, Kevin? Gosh, I'm so sorry, Aaron. Last possession of 3. Nice drive, kiss off the glass. Big positive minutes for James coming off the bench.
Bryant got it. CMU went under the screen, and Bryant out of Inglewood, California, takes advantage. He hasn't played a ton this year or contributed in a major way, but the Statesmen have gone to their bench early on in this game, similar to the way that CMU has. Sawulu working inside on Brown, gains back control, and he kisses it in off the window. Bryant finds Basie. He runs to the rim. He can't put in the layup. Follow, no. Ball still loose. And what a save by Basie to Hammond from deep. Got it.
Both teams just shooting lights out. A lot of good effort on both ends. Got an old-fashioned shootout this afternoon in Fayette, Missouri. Oh, my.
Choya steps back, finds James. Fantina looking for the pick from Sawulu. He lost control, bats it to Choya. Back to Fantina with 9 to shoot. That's not a great decision. Sent away by Bryant. Hammonds behind the back against Fantina. And William Penn settles it down. His head coach, John Henry, longtime head coach of the Statesmen, barks out what he wants from his offense. Bryant, travel. And after a breakneck sequence, both teams will get a chance to take a breather with CMU leading by 3, 25-22. 8:41 to go in the first half on the Hart Conference Network.
Welcome to the Heart of America Athletic Conference, where innovation meets tradition. Here, growth is not just measured in victories, but in the development of character and sportsmanship. Our student athletes compete at a championship level, pushing their limits every day. The Heart is committed to an uncommon student-athlete experience that features some of the premier athletic programs in the NAIA. Our commitment to excellence goes beyond athletics, establishing a community of support and mentorship. But what truly sets us apart is the heart with which we play. Join us and experience the passion, the drive, and the spirit of champions. That passion and commitment extends off the playing field and into graduation. The Heart of America Athletic Conference, champions in competition, leaders in life.
.841 to play, first half, back in Puckett Fieldhouse with Central Methodist holding on to a 3-point 25-22 lead. Aaron Mosier, Dave Fox with you on the Hart Conference Network. First home game of 2025 for the Eagles. Big one in the middle portion of the Hart Conference standings. William Penn, 5th in the standings, CMU 6th, as the Eagles have gotten back to 500 in conference play after defeating Mount Mercy and Culver Stockton to begin this month. Fantina left it short. Kevin James hustles for the rebound. Jordan out to Fantina in the corner. And is able to get to James. Oh boy, messy sequence, and somehow CMU gets the basketball back, and Fantina takes the 3. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Great comment. Probably the craziest assist Lulu has ever had. Peak of his jump just to get that loose ball, had the presence of mind to find Fantina, who was wide open, and you're exactly right. That's a huge bucket for the Eagles.
And if you're William Penn head coach John Henry, that's a sequence that will drive you insane. CMU shooting 45.5% from distance, 55% from the field. Both teams shooting 50% or better from the field. 14 combined turnovers have held them back a little bit. It's been high-scoring games between these two in the last few years. Marcellus Bryant spins in on Jordan. Back out to Basie. 8 to shoot. Pressured. And out to Justin Bradley, who muscles his way in and can't get the shooter's roll. And Brown denied by Sawulu, but it remains with William Penn. Hammonds at the elbow. Got it.
It's a huge possession. Buckets created by 2 offensive rebounds that time by the Statesmen.
Interesting lineup out here for CMU. No Boltong, no Destin Jenkins, no Marcus Anthony. Choya from deep. Left it a little bit short. Choya still trying to find his rhythm from downtown more consistently this year. Hammonds was physical with Choya, and Choya gets the foul call.
You know, we'll see, check the stats a little bit later, but both these benches, you talk about points from the bench, have been very positive for both these teams. Talk about James and Big Tom for the Eagles, both contributing offensively.
7 bench points for each team. Basie on the run, and a good contest by Sawulu, and a rebound to CMU. 4-point lead, under 7 to play first half. Jordan has it poked away, a good steal by Jones III. And Bradley cannot hang and follow it in. James, got it. Oh boy. Thought we might see something a little more flashy, but I think James wants to save his spot on the floor.
Some people like me, they're a little bit older, just want to see it go in the basket. Don't care about flair.
James is certainly capable.
Oh, yeah.
Loose ball, Choya wins it. Right now, CMU winning the 50-50 opportunities. Fantina in transition, got it.
Great find by Jordan. Great sequence by the Eagles to push this lead to 9.
Fantina with 11, a 9-point lead for CMU. Jones out to Basie, he tries to stem the bleeding and he cannot. CMU with all the momentum. Much better first half against William Penn than they had in Oskaloosa. In that first half, they shot just 36%. A little bit different this time around, shooting 56.5.
Nice.
Oh, Choya found himself open underneath, and a great feed by Kai Jordan.
And give Coach Matt Sherman credit. That was a counter to a set designed for Fantina to come off a double screen on the baseline. William Penn leaked out on the shooter. Shooter left so wide open underneath. Good heads-up play by Jordan, and what a nice run by Central Methodist here, Aaron.
Timeout on the floor, so we'll keep it with you on the Hart Conference Network. 11-point lead for CMU, their largest of the afternoon, 35-24, 5:21 to go in this first half. CMU shooting 58% from the field. William Penn down to 44%. And as we talked about, CMU 1 of 9 from 3 in that first half in Oskaloosa. They were much better in the second half, shooting 40% from distance. In that game, the Eagles took a 1-point lead with 2:38 to go, but turned it over on 3 straight possessions. And in the end, William Penn was 7-11 from three-point land in the second half. Basie and Hammonds combined for 29 points. So keeping them in check is key for today. And it was Juwan Brown with the early 10 points. He has not scored since then.
Yeah, but he's above his average too, so you kind of anticipate that if you go back on stats now the season is gone. If he has 20, obviously Central's in trouble. That hasn't. Tong's got to have some credit. Big Tom as well. They've done a nice job with their post defense. But notable, going back to what you said, changing of the times, there's some turnovers by Central when the ball's on the floor. This Central Methodist basketball team is at its best when the ball moves. You're talking about a nice 11-point run here in the last couple of minutes. Basketball, yes, they've scored in transition some, but in the half-court offense, the ball has moved very well, which has led to that hot shooting here late here in the first half.
CMU with some full court pressure out of the timeout. William Penn breaks it. Lloyd Jones III leaps up for that one. And then finds Manny Hammonds out of Des Moines. This is Williams hanging. He can't get the bounce off the rim. CMU into a half-court set. They just got an easy look to Choya last time. Choya gets right to the rim. This is good stuff from Brandon Choya today. Hammonds left it short, and William Penn continues this cold stretch.
Nice.
Great feed to Sawulu on the run. William Penn picks up a foul.
And Aaron, how about number 24 in white, Big Tom? Talking about some unbelievable positive minutes here in this basketball game on both ends of the floor. Talk about William Penn struggling to put the ball in the hole. Last couple possessions, one shot, one and done. Great job on the glass. Guy at the free throw line has done a great job on the defensive glass. It's, again, Central's always going to look to push the pace. Good pass that time by Marcus Anthony, and just a really positive stretch by the Eagles here in the first half.
Foul on Jakor Williams. Sawulu's in some of the best shape of his life. He lost 55 pounds. He was 290 after his injury, a torn ACL last season. He lost 55 pounds, and he has certainly looked good today running the floor. Williams back out to Jones III. He fakes and spins and bounces it back to Williams and then out to Washington for a long two. And that's a make for William Penn, but I don't think that's necessarily a look you don't mind necessarily if you're CMU. Long twos. Eagles leading by 13, 4 minutes to play first half. Sawulu trying to post up. James to Choya. Crossover into the lane. And he draws the foul. Choya 9 points, 4 of 6 from the field. Senior from North London, England.
Choya is taking the ball from the perimeter, getting downhill, driving. It's still created by good ball movement. They're getting the ball from side to side, making the defense adjust. That's 2 possessions in a row. He's got the ball in the middle third and done a nice little move on the perimeter, gotten to the rim. You're talking about Big Tom and losing weight. He's earned these minutes, and obviously I haven't been here since before Christmas, and just since I've been here, a month or so, you can tell. He's earned these minutes.
Choya, 67% foul line shooter. He's been in single digits scoring the last 2 games. He had 25 against Peru State. Him and Jenkins tried to carry the Eagles to victory against the tough Bobcats. And a foul on Jordan. CMU on the bench did not like it. That's his first personal, 15 foul for CMU. Oh, and that's an easy look for Basie, but he blew the layup. He's still looking to get on the board. James able to get right to the cup, and really CMU is not having a difficult time on the offensive end.
No, they're pushing the pace, catching William Penn. They're not getting back. Good heads-up drive, good heads-up play that time by James.
Williams step back, hand his face, missed it short, and Sawulu clears the glass. Another area that CMU is doing a good job of clearing the glass here as of recently. They had allowed 5 offensive rebounds early in this one. Sawulu helps with that, as you mentioned. Anthony out to Choya in the corner. Left it a little too strong, but a mental mistake for Nishan Basie as he runs into Choya. 3 more free throw attempts coming for the 6'4 senior. Eighth team foul for William Penn. They have spread those around. Washington and Jameer Reed both with 2. And how about CMU? Jenkins and Tong and Anthony have been on the bench for a while. Anthony just recently checked in, and they have expanded the lead.
And that's my point. Matter of fact, talking about expanding the lead, 18-4 run since the 8:41. We got 2:56 remaining here in the first half. Chance to have a 19-4 run by Central Methodist. With those guys, you talk about bench production, it's been significant tonight.
And this is the depth that we expected coming into the season. We didn't see it necessarily early on And it feels like here today we're seeing the team gel a little bit better with some of their more rotational pieces.
Well, we get a break. I'll talk about that because I've got a comment about that. We talked about earlier in the season as well, Aaron.
Roy Jones, a third. Good fake. Can't hook it in. And Sowulu with a tough rebound. He is moving bodies inside, and an 18-point lead for CMU here at home. Anthony from deep. Got it. What a run. Central Methodist looks like a completely different team.
Oh, no.
I think we got a technical foul on Anthony, maybe for a celebration. It's a tough call.
You know, it's unfortunate, but if you are going to get one, being up 21, I guess, is okay. You know, certainly I can't speak for Coach Matt Sherman, but yeah.
Manny Hammonds to the line, 78% foul line shooter past couple of seasons. CMU, 63% from the field, 7 of 14 from deep. And William Penn has had their field goal percentage fall to below 39% and 2 of 6 from distance. Really, they have cooled off. You got to credit some of the CMU effort defensively, but William Penn has also missed some easier looks.
True, but let's give obviously just the dominant job on the defensive glass that has triggered a lot of this offensive explosion, so to speak. And you know, you got the William Penn bigs that are kind of asking to come out every 3 or 4 minutes because of fatigue. Big time, still getting up and down the floor and being an impact. It's great to see.
Williams drives, muscling in, and that's an offensive foul. Been so impressed by Kevin James this season. Any opportunity that he has been asked to take the floor, he finds a role. You know, he can score, but that necessarily isn't something that he hangs his hat on. He can do a lot of different things.
What I've seen from Mr. James, more than anything, you never have to worry about effort. It's going to be there on both ends of the floor. He wants to win. He's a competitor. It's great to see. And again, like some of these other guys, he's earned this playing time, and he's making the most of it.
Just about 2 minutes remaining in the first half, and this has been one of the best halves CMU has played all year long. So we'll load it James for the jam. 21-point lead once again for CMU. Brown in the lane, spinning on Sowulu. A tough finish inside. I believe we're already to the highest scoring half for CMU this year. Fantina, a little bit strong. Look at James on the other side, crashing the glass.
Okay, a defensive change by William Penn zone.
Jordan, a couple of crossovers, 5 to shoot, lob for James. He puts it up on the reverse, can't finish. Wulu with the follow though. CMU is swarming to the basketball. Go back to Brown inside. Hook shot, no, but he's fouled.
He earned that. Good presence of mind. William Penn going right back to something that was successful for them. Last possession, went inside to Brown. Nice post move. Went right back to him.
We have a timeout, 55 seconds to play first half, and what a half it has been for CMU. 21-point lead, 51-30 on the Hart Conference Network.
Welcome to the Heart of America Athletic Conference, where innovation meets tradition. Here, growth is not just measured in victories, but in the development of character and sportsmanship. Our student athletes compete at a championship level, pushing their limits every day. The Heart is committed to an uncommon student athlete experience that features some of the premier athletic programs in the NAIA. Our commitment to excellence goes beyond athletics, establishing a community of support and mentorship. But what truly sets us apart is the heart with which we play. Join us and experience the passion, the drive, and the spirit of champions. That passion.
Welcome you back to Puckett Fieldhouse. 55 seconds to play first half. Juwan Brown to the line, 6'6" junior from Brooklyn. He has been the catalyst for William Penn offensively, but he misses the first of his pair. 12 points on the day, 6 of 6 from the field. But his statesman trailing by 21. CMU shooting 61% from the field, almost 47% from deep. And an empty trip for Brown, and another rebound for Sowulu. Dave, you want to know how many rebounds he's at now?
Yes.
As of right now, he is at 7 rebounds, 6 points for Sowulu. Tong back in the game, working inside the floater. Can't get the help from the rim, sticking with it. Loose ball, look at Sowulu diving on the floor. Inspiring efforts today by both Thomas Sowulu and Kevin James.
You don't think these young men care about where they're at, care about this conference race? Great to see.
Sowulu actually up to 8 rebounds now in the first half. Already on double-double watch. Little to no difference between the shot clock and game clock as William Penn tries to hold for the last shot. Instead, Bryant drives, floater, miss, sticking with it. And a loose ball collected by Hammonds, and he finishes inside. 5 to shoot, Jordan looking down the floor, and it's too far for Tong. And that's how the first half comes to a conclusion, but what a first half it was. 19-point lead for CMU, 51-32. Probably the best 20 minutes of basketball they have played since that second half against Columbia. And the Eagles have put themselves in a good position going into the second half. Dave, what did we see out of those first 20 minutes, and how can they continue them going into the second 20?
I thought everything you said is 100% accurate, Aaron, and man, it's just entertaining basketball. It's, you know, just when you're shooting a basketball, I tell you what, the game is a lot of fun. Defense is better, energy is better, the confidence is better. You made a comment, great comment, Aaron, earlier about the bench, and we talked about James and Sowulu. We talked earlier in the season about with just 3 non-con games, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're into conference play. Coaches today are kind of creating brand new teams, several new faces on the Central Methodist basketball team this year. It's going to take time. Yes, it's January 10th or 11th, and they played a ton of basketball games, but credit Coach Sherman and the staff, and more importantly, these kids to stick with it and stay together. It is so easily to become divisive, lay blame, point fingers, and all of those things that you and I have experienced watching basketball over the years. But the play of James and Sowulu today, if that doesn't energize every member of that team, coaching staff, certainly these fans and us being Central Methodist guys, which we are, it's just fantastic to see.
Well, we'll take a break here on the Hart Conference Network. CMU up by 19.
Welcome to the Heart of America Athletic Conference, where innovation meets tradition. Here, growth is not just measured in victories, but in the development of character and sportsmanship. Our student athletes compete at a championship level, pushing their limits every day. The Heart is committed to an uncommon student athlete experience that features some of the premier athletic programs in the NAIA. Our commitment to excellence goes beyond athletics, establishing a community of support and mentorship. But what truly sets us apart is the heart with which we play. Join us and experience the passion, the drive, and the spirit of champions. That passion and commitment extends off the playing field and into graduation. The Heart of America Athletic Conference, champions in competition, leaders in life.
First check statistics. Leading Penn. 14-34 for the field, 41%. They have 2 of 6 from beyond the arc, 23%. 2 of 5. Cherry strike. Stacy led the scoring with 1 for number 12. Leading Penn with 1. Marcellus Bryant with 5. Daquan Washington with 4. And Nicole Williams with 2. Your Eagles, 19 of 32 from the field, 60%. That was 7 of 15 from beyond the arc, 47%. And 6 of 7 at the charity stripe. Eagles led the scoring. They got 3 guys in double figures. Funk for Choya, 12 for Mario Valentina, Dylan Jennings, 6 for Thomas Sulu, 5 for Marcus Anthony, and 3 rookies for Nicole Tong and Dustin Jennings. Rebounding mark, they even 18 apiece. Your Eagles on top in turnovers. 8 for Sam Neighbor and 10 for William Penn. First half score, CMU 51, William Penn 32.
We welcome you back to Puckett Fieldhouse in Fayette on the campus of Central Methodist University. What a first half for the Eagles of CMU, a 51-32 lead out of the halftime break. It's been a balanced scoring effort. Choya with 12, Fantina and Kevin James both with 11. Sawulu off the bench, 6 points, 8 rebounds for William Penn, 12 points for Jawan Brown, 6 of 6 from the field, 9 for Manny Hammonds. But if you just look at this team statistics, a pretty evident advantage for CMU, 59.5% from the field, 7 of 15 from deep. For William Penn shooting about 41%, 33% from deep, 18 combined turnovers between the teams, both tied at 18 rebounds. If you look at the points in the paint, pretty similar, but the bench points for CMU, 17-7 for William Penn. The rotational pieces for CMU have really made a difference.
No question. And, you know, Aaron, you and I were just talking off air. What's William Penn gonna do differently, you know, to start the second half? One would think, is it pressure? Is it something full court? On the flip side, whatever William Penn does, is Central going to be able to counter that? Don't know if Central does. If they can continue playing the way they played the first half, you got to feel very good if you're a Central Methodist Eagle fan.
Both these teams top 5 in the Hart Conference in points per game. Expected a high-scoring affair, and thus far we have gotten that. I think we got an issue with the arrows, clock, something. Yep, and now we're back set. They're looking for Brown against Tong. Brown trying for the up and under, and Tong just sends it away. Bolt Tong has been a presence inside him and Sawulu.
You know, I think that's been a difference in this game too, Aaron. We talk about a lot of positives offensively for the Eagles, but, you know, Brown with 10 points here in the first half, and Tong and Big Tom have done a great job. Of course, as soon as I said that, I put my foot in the mouth and got a put back there for 2 for William Penn.
Tong with 3 blocks on the game now. 1 3 made for him. Jenkins inside, he hands it off to Tong, and a little bit of a misconnection. Got to watch for the offensive rebounds if you're CMU. William Penn first in the conference in offensive rebounds. Jawan Brown had that last one to tip it in. Foul on the drive. Choya reaching in against Jameer Reed.
Another observation area, Aaron, 1 minute in the second half. You know, this first group, both these first groups played about even. It's really when Central Methodist, you talk about those bench points and the substitutions made midway through the first quarter where Central got that separation. It'll be really interesting to watch this first group and see if they can maintain that.
Washington can't heave it in. And there's Brown, sent away by Tong, his 4th block, looking for his 5th. He might have gotten a piece of it. We'll see if they give it to him. And time CMU having issues in the backcourt, just settling down, getting the ball away.
I think the issue was he had a player 5 feet from him. He threw that across half court. Marcus Anthony was defended, trying to make a tough play, which was very simple, unforced turnover. 2 in a row by the Eagles to start second half.
I'll give Tong 1 block on that possession. Fired pass right at Brown. He can't collect it. Choya out to Jenkins on the break. He jams it home with 2 hands. An emphatic statement. CMU up by 19. Brown, a free run at the bucket. Count it and the foul.
Saw this to start the game, Aaron. Brown in transition, start the second half, the same thing. Central Methodist a little slow getting back on the defensive end.
I have continued to be blown away by Jawan Brown's presence in this game. He's up to 16 points and he's finding a home in this lineup to begin 2025. This was a team just like Central Methodist, replacing a lot of production from last season. Jazz Farrell, C.J. Washington, Javen Brown, Shai Sneed, Mike Elliott, all averaging 10-plus points per game. And maybe just like CMU, they need some time to gel together. And an errant pass by Jenkins intended for Fantina. Behind the back, and Washington hangs. He can't get it to fall, and William Penn disagrees with the call of out of bounds Central Methodist basketball.
We talked about William Penn coming out here the second half and trying to do something different. Still being pretty aggressive on the offensive end and starting the second half in his zone. And Central Methodist, unfortunately, with 3 minutes gone here, less than 3 minutes gone here, has got 3 turnovers.
That's how they started the game, too.
Right.
Let's see if they can settle down.
Well, we just had some subs come in, so we talked about that a minute ago. We'll see if that changes things a little bit.
James looking for some help. Lines Choya out to Jordan. In rhythm 3, but Brown fouled him. And you hear the screaming from the William Penn bench. Kai Jordan has not shot the 3 ball well, 12.5% from downtown this season. And Jawan Brown, not the foul you want to take.
I can tell you he got fouled. There's no question about it, regardless of what's being said and what have you. But these are big free throws right here for Jordan and the Eagles.
And Jordan misses the first of 3. He's a 76% foul line shooter. Transfer from Columbia College out of California. CMU and William Penn have split the last few meetings. CMU won both matchups last season, but they won them both convincingly, scoring 100 plus in each of them. Jordan 2 of 3, trip at the foul line. Roy Jones III traveled. Transfer from University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley, and he gives the basketball back to CMU. The Eagles leading by 18. William Penn into the zone defense. Looking for any way to slow down this CMU offense. Tong inside, and he left it short. But he got a hand on the basketball. And Jawan Brown's open underneath, and Fantina will pick up the foul.
Probably a good foul that time by Fantina. Brown right at the basket, probably was going to score. Allows the defense to get established. It's his first foul.
3 team fouls for CMU. Last season was a rare down year for William Penn. Just 6 wins, 6-22. The worst season for John Henry back since his first year. You got to go back to 01-02. And there's a long 2 made by Laquan Washington.
Let's see Central figures out this zone. I thought last possession, Tom got it right where he wanted it, about 10-foot mark right in front of the rim. Couldn't connect. Someone's going to have to make a shot.
Choya inside. Got it to go off the glass.
Great control, good find, big bucket.
Choya up to 14. Oh, Tong elevates to send it away. That's his 5th block as he takes a hard tumble to the floor, sending away the shot of Jones III. How about the effort today from Bull Tong being an enforcer inside. Washington the quick 2 off the heel, and nobody was paying attention. I don't even think they thought the ball had been inbounded yet. Jones from straight away, and that's not the shot you want. Out of bounds. Chaotic sequence, CMU basketball.
I think you said it perfect. Chaotic sequence. Ill-advised shot that time, I thought. Uncontested. I believe it was an air ball, if I'm not mistaken. And nonetheless, we're heading back the other way. Central Methodist up 18. Working on attacking this zone. Let's see if they can do something to get number 8 in white, the pure shooter from Croatia, an outside jumper.
And James has it ripped away. Laquan Washington got it. Platoon substitution at the table for William Penn. Jameer Reed trying to go one-on-one, and Kevin James picks up the foul. That's his first personal. 4th team foul on the Eagles. William Penn goes deep into their bench.
interesting.
Bryant, Hobart, Jakor Williams, Uriah Evans. He hasn't contributed too much this season, 6.5 points per game in the games he has played in. He's out there along with Nashawn Basie. He had 18 points. He was 3 of 6 from downtown against CMU back in November. Hobart had it batted away. Baseline drive, still loose. Hobart has it, 5 to shoot. Cross-court pass to Basie, 1 to put it up. Sidestep 3, off the heel, and Tong has it. Great defensive possession for CMU. James the other way, gives it back to Choya. James will take it. Got it!
Good patience that time. Wasn't Fantina, but I knew James was somebody on the wing was going to be wide open for a 3.
That's a tough finish inside for Jakor Williams, 6'2" junior from Little Rock. He's up to 4 points. Kevin James, a 33% shooter from distance. He's knocked down a couple here today. Thought about it momentarily. They try to break through this zone defense. The 3 ball helps Jordan to Choya.
Good find.
Jordan to James. 4 to shoot. He loses control, and CMU does not get the shot up. They were stuck out on the perimeter for so long, and that just elapsed the clock.
I think Choya had maybe Fantina on a kick. Chose to come back to this side of the floor to James, and unfortunate Central couldn't get a shot that possession.
19-point lead for CMU. 14:21 to play on the Hart Conference Network.
Welcome to the Heart of America Athletic Conference, where innovation meets tradition. Here, growth is not just measured in victories, but in the development of character and sportsmanship. Our student athletes compete at a championship level, pushing their limits every day. The Heart is committed to an uncommon student athlete experience that features some of the premier athletic programs in the NAIA. Our commitment to excellence goes beyond athletics, establishing a community of support and mentorship. But what truly sets us apart is the heart with which we play. Join us and experience the passion, the drive, and the spirit of champions. That passion and commitment extends off the playing field and into graduation. The Heart of America Athletic Conference, champions in competition, leaders in life.
$19-point lead for Central Methodist, 60-41. 14:21 to play, second half. We're back in Puckett Fieldhouse. Aaron Mosier with Dave Fox on the Hart Conference Network. Thank you for joining us on this Saturday afternoon. First home game for CMU here in 2025. Whip around scores from around the Hart Conference. Peru State takes care of business in Canton against Culver Stockton, 71-50. Baker, 85-63, final over Clark. Those are a couple of them in the Hart. Park over Mount Mercy, 79-51. So some of the top teams in the conference taking care of business. Both these teams find themselves outside that top portion. Oh, Tong picks up yet another block. That's his 6th. And Basie able to save it, throw it off of an eagle and out of bounds. This has been a special performance defensively from Bolt Tong. 6'9" senior from Kansas City. Transfer from Wayland Baptist. $11 to shoot. Trying to find Evans. Shot clock down to 5. Williams crossover on Choya. 2 to shoot. Tough look. And CMU has really tightened the screws defensively. Tong thought about it. Reclaims possession. Most blocks Tong has had this season was 3 on the road at William Woods. He's doubled that today. Collects a loose ball. Fantina finds Choya, and he is fouled inside.
Yeah, that's one of those possessions, Aaron, that wasn't pretty whatsoever, but, you know, I think at the end of the day, maybe it's going to get the job done. chance to make 2 free throws here. Mentioned Tong and Big Tom, so, well, man, William Penn continues to try to attack the baskets. You know, all those block shots are around the rim. They've really struggled. I'm talking William Penn from beyond the arc this afternoon.
CMU only averages 3 blocks a game as a team. What a day Bolt Tong has had. Choya knocks down the first of his pair. And he's up to 16 points. Team high for the Eagles. Fantina with 11. Kevin James with 14. Quietly almost. Even with some dunks. 3 from the corner. Airballed by Marcellus Bryant. And the cold, rough streak for William Penn has continued. They're down to 36% from the field. 25% from distance with 12 turnovers. James from deep, off the heel, rebound to Bryant. A little bit of a heat check that time for Kevin James. Williams with a foot on the line. Can't get the shooter's bounce, and Bolt Tong leaps over Hobart. And without Juwan Brown on the floor, William Penn is in trouble inside.
Well, you know, you talked about the line change by William Penn here. 3 minutes into the second half, and they've obviously looking to do something or find something and made that decision, and I couldn't agree with you more. They just have 0 inside presence whatsoever.
And they haven't played Malik Oates much today. He's a 6'10 senior that started a lot of the games this year. There's a turnover for CMU. Bryant on the break. The layup can't fall, and should have been a goaltend on Jordan. Tong can't convert the 3. James can't follow. And William Penn has possession again. Basie backing in on Jordan. Tough look, and he finishes, and a chance for a 3-point play.
That's the first time we've seen Basie. You talked about his scoring ability, and certainly the last time he played against the Central Methodist Eagles. Nice drive that time, good balance, good use of the left hand. Aaron, I believe early in the broadcast you talked about Tong was the Hart Offensive Player of the Week here recently. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct, but CMU does not do a good enough job clearing the glass, and the follow is good for Uriah Evans. CMU needs to be careful and stave off any comeback attempt from William Penn.
Absolutely.
Statesmen are as capable as anybody in the conference. They were picked preseason 10th, but even back in November before CMU played them, Matt Sherman said that they were much better than their preseason poll rating. And they have proven that this year, being 5th in the standings as of now. 4 to shoot for Jordan on a chaotic possession. Fantina tries to pay it off, and wow. Mario Fantina bails out CMU on that possession. And it has been a red-hot day from downtown for CMU. And Choya thought he had a free steal. Instead, they blow the whistle on him. And that is another team foul on the Eagles. Their 6th second team foul on Choya.
You know, Aaron, you talk about Fantina against this zone. It took him about 8 minutes to find him and get him a look, but I tell you what, you're talking about the definition of catch and shoot. He was, I think, in the shooting motion when he actually caught the ball, and what a dagger. Great find, great shot by a great shooter.
Kind of unsung heroes, or at least lesser production guys, have really led the Eagles in scoring today. That 3 left short by Hobart, looking for his own miss. It's out of bounds, Eagles basketball. Fantina and James both with 14 apiece. Choya with 16. Jenkins is at 5 points. Marcus Anthony is at 5. Bolt Tong is at 3. I mean, this is a completely different performance from the Eagles than we've seen all year. Jenkins from the foul line. A little bit off target. Basie. In rhythm 3 for Williams. Got it. So 17-point lead for CMU under 11 to play. But this is the type of effort that Matt Sherman talked about with us in the preseason, that this is the type of performance that makes a great team. Even if your stars aren't scoring, you're still finding offensive production elsewhere.
But yeah, you hit the nail on the head. Team, right? It's not about one person or 2 people. In order to win or be successful in this conference, you've got to have a great team, and part of that includes depth. And that's what we're seeing. You talk about positive minutes tonight by a lot of guys. We're seeing that tonight. The other thing, too, you know, we've seen nothing but zone here the second half, so it's a different style than it was the first half. Central was in the flow, getting shots in transition. Very few transition points here in the second half because when you're playing zone, all you got to do is hustle back to an area and not worry about finding a man.
James missed the layup, then it was off of him and out of bounds, and we'll have a timeout on the floor.
We have a review?
Potentially a review. We'll keep it with you on the Hart Conference Network. 65-48 lead for CMU on their home floor, and I guess a review to see if this went off of James or somebody else. It's 10:37 to go. I think this is a little bit of a carryover performance for William Penn. They did not perform well against Grandview in the second half. They lost against the Vikings the second half, 46-30, shot just 37% from the field, 1 of 16 from deep. They were out-rebounded by 6, and they have struggled from 3 today, 3 of 12, whereas CMU 9 of 19 themselves and 56% from the field.
3 of 12, only 12 three-pointers, to be honest with you, in a college game. A 30-minute college game, to me, that number as far as attempts is kind of low. You would think there'd be more. So what have they done? They've tried to take it inside, get twos and what have you, and look at the defense. You talk about Tong with a great day, blocking shots. A lot of contested shots around the rim by these Central Methodist Eagles. It's been a big difference in this game.
William Penn came into today averaging 23-point attempts per game, and as you mentioned, as we talked about, 12 thus far today. Turnovers have calmed down a little bit for both teams as we've gone to more of a half-court style. But CMU trying to get to a 3-game winning streak. They started the season 4-1. And then they struggled a little bit late in November rather, and especially in December. Fantina got it. The Croatian is having himself a day. He's up to 17. .20 lead for CMU. Oh, that's a nifty reverse for Ja'Cour Williams.
How about the execution of that out-of-bounds play from Coach Matt Sherman after that timeout? Running something for Fantina. Excellent execution.
Dangerous cross-court pass, and Williams able to keep it alive in bounds, but Sewulu, effort again from him today, gets the ball back to CMU. And
what do we got?
Not sure if there was confusion about whether William Penn had possession, so there should have been a reset of the shot clock. I believe that's what we're having a discussion about, and we put the shot clock at 26, and we'll have a timeout with 9:56 to go. CMU holding on to an 18-point lead over William Penn on the Hart Conference Network.
Welcome to the Heart of America Athletic Conference, where innovation meets tradition. Here, growth is not just measured in victories, but in the development of character and sportsmanship. Our student athletes compete at a championship level, pushing their limits every day. The Heart is committed to an uncommon student athlete experience that features some of the premier athletic programs in the NAIA. Our commitment to excellence goes beyond athletics, establishing a community of support and mentorship. But what truly sets us apart is the heart with which we play. Join us and experience the passion, the drive, and the spirit of champions. That passion and commitment extends off the playing field and into graduation. The Heart of America Athletic Conference, champions in competition, leaders in life.
Welcome back to Puckett Fieldhouse in Fayette. Central Methodist right now with a commanding 68-50 lead over William Penn. The number 6 team in the standings, against the 5th team, William Penn. A big matchup, middle portion of the schedule, middle portion of the standings. As both teams are battling that 4th spot in the standings to try to get home court advantage by the time the Hart Conference tournament rolls around. Park right now in control of that at 8-5 in the conference standings. CMU lost to Park recently in December, but the second half of the schedule could bring some change. Jenkins from deep, left it short. James with the offensive rebound, out to Anthony. He hesitates, and back out to Jenkins. Jenkins gets it back from Fantina, corner three, got it. CMU is torching the nets.
Just great execution, great ball movement, so fun to watch. Oh, good D.
And a tie-up against Williams.
Yeah.
I can't think about an easy basket that William Penn has had in the second half since Jawan Brown was in the game.
I couldn't agree with you more.
This has been the best defensive effort all year long from CMU, holding William Penn to 50 points as of right now and 38% from the field. Sawulu got it out to Jenkins, corner three. Too strong and an air ball. Obrit fires it. They swing around the perimeter to a wide open Basie. Got it.
No, he can do that.
As a team, William Penn near the bottom of the Hart Conference in three-pointers and three-point percentage, but Hammonds and Basie have made a few here today. Fantina wants another, though. Oh, rattles out for him. And Bryant did not establish himself back in bounds after being out of play, and so CMU gets the basketball back.
You know, the way these Eagles are shooting, certainly Fantina, anytime he catches the basketball, he's drawn certainly one, sometimes two. Just the way Central has distributed the basketball and gotten threes from a lot of different players tonight. Boy, that's been huge.
18 assists today for CMU. About 4 more than their average coming in. James tries to scoop it in. Sawulu on the glass, and he lays it up and in. And he took a shot at the end to the face. Back to a 20-point lead for CMU. 8.5 minutes to tick in Puckett Fieldhouse. Evans wants to work on Sawulu. Pounding the dribble, turnaround, and way too strong. Just decision-making on the offensive end for William Penn has not been the best either in this second half.
Yeah, and again, we're starting to see William Penn sub a little bit. Remember, about 3 minutes to go in the second half, line change, he subbed 5 for 5. We're just now starting to see, I think, some of the starters back in the lineup for this William Penn Statesman basketball team. They have been sitting for quite a while this second half.
How about Sawulu's production today? 15 minutes of action, 8 points, 9 rebounds. Hard to ask for much better than that. Jenkins in rhythm. Got it. Oh, boy. 12 of 25 from distance for CMU. This is reminiscent of some of the games last year. Hammonds missed it. Across the floor, Jenkins could not get it to Fantina. Hobart bounces it, and Jawan Brown immediately checks in the game and gets a bucket. He's up to 19 points. Definitely his season high, might be his career high.
But you need to talk about Central Methodist in half court. We're getting to see them execute again. And they're getting these good looks because they're executing in the half court. It's been a really good offensive execution game by the Eagles. And like earlier in this broadcast, I put my foot in the mouth. We've got an offensive screen against Central Methodist. We're heading the other way. But still, a lot of the shots. The shot selection has been good. And I think tonight, and certainly 7:26 remaining, their execution in the half court, for the most part, has been really, really good.
4th personal foul on Jenkins. He fouled out in that Peru State game late. 17 fouls on the Eagles. Washington bounces it. A spin by Reed. Oh, baby, what a pass. He finds Brown inside. A little over the shoulder dump off. A 3-point opportunity for Brown. He's up to 21. And that is the 5th personal foul on Jenkins. That's the end of his day. A little bit of a frustrating performance for Jenkins. And that's okay. I think he'll bounce back nicely. He's too good of a player. He should not be discouraged too much.
Rely on your teammates, too. You got, again, look at some of the production for some of these Eagles tonight. Just careless.
William Penn, though, has really struggled from the free throw line as well today. They are now 3 of 8 from the stripe. And Jawan Brown has been a part of that. He's 1 of 5 from the foul line today. Under 7 minutes to play. Reed looking for somebody, and Holbert gives it back to Reed. He tries to drive inside. He hangs, can't scoop it home, and bats in his own miss. 6'5" junior transfer from Central Connecticut State, averaging just over 9 points a contest, 6.5 rebounds a game. James breaks the press and then is bumped by Reed.
You see a little energy here by William Penn with 6:34 remaining in this basketball game. Seeing some full court pressure. Haven't seen that tonight. We talked maybe halftime adjustments. We're seeing it late. Trying to speed the Eagles up.
Boltong with his 6 blocks returns for the Eagles. So it's back to pretty much the starters with Kevin James in instead of Jenkins. Anthony hesitates. Oh, baby, what a spin move, but he can't finish. Juwan Brown rejects it. And a bump at half court. Hobart is bumped by Choya. And that is Choya's third.
Well, you know, Aaron, if you're William Penn, this is exactly what you want. Empty possession by Central Methodist. Whistle, stoppage of play, an opportunity to score with the clock stopped. You mentioned they've struggled from the free throw line a little bit tonight. I assume we're going to see some extended pressure here by William Penn as well.
Statesman into the bonus. Eight team fouls on the Eagles. So instead the foul is on Boltong. That's his first. That is his first. And Hobart puts in the first of the 1-and-1. He's a 74% foul line shooter. A 6'1" junior from Carl Junction, Missouri. William Penn in jeopardy of falling to 1-4 in their last 5. They look for a potential comeback. Down by 15, 6:15 to go. Aaron Puckett Fieldhouse, Aaron Mosier, Dave Fox with you. James on the back cut, out to Fantina. He is feeling it tonight, and there is another. He buries it.
Let's get another good find by James, another assist. Just can't leave him, can you, Aaron? I tell you what, good things happen for the Eagles when he is set like that.
Juwan Brown follows it in. 23 points for him. CMU up to 50% from deep, 13 of 26. Fantina up to 20 points, a team high, and the transfer from Arkansas, Monticello, is doing the job that we expected coming into this evening. Oh, Brown tried to poke it away, and he does, out of bounds. 5:33 to go. As CMU tries to hold on. We were talking in the break about CMU and what they've done to start this year. That win over Mount Mercy, even though it was against the worst team in the conference, winning in a close game on the road has seemed to boost the Eagles' confidence. James missed it and fouled William Penn, and so that's the second personal on James. And the Eagles have to be a little bit careful. They can't give the Statesmen this many opportunities at the free throw line with the clock stopped.
Well, Central 2's kind of gotten away from what's got them this lead, Aaron, and that's moving the ball on the offensive end. Last couple possessions, the ball's been on the floor a lot. See if they kind of get back to some pretty good ball movement. They've got William Penn now in man-to-man.
Full court pressure, man-to-man from the Statesmen. Fantina, 20 points, 6 of 11 from deep. 14-point lead for CMU after the free throws. James is fouled after Manny Hammonds made both of those free ones.
His third, fifth team foul.
As always, an important part of the game is free throw shooting. You know that, my partner. For some reason, I think there's going to be a lot of free throws shot the last 5-12 of this game.
Foul is on Jakor Williams. And that is up to 5 team fouls for William Penn, 10 on CMU. James up to 15 points. And coming into tonight, in the conference, William Penn has the most fouls per game and most opponent fouls a game. So you're exactly right. This is probably how the game is going to shape up late. James splits the pair, 15-point lead for CMU. Loose ball, Brown comes up with it. Williams elevates and then lost control out of bounds. 5:01 to close out for CMU as they continue to try to learn to win ball games. That's an intangible that you don't necessarily think about, but the best teams have it. It's just to close things out. CMU 4-3 at home this season. William Penn 3-3 on the road. Tong in rhythm three. Got it.
There again, look at the possession. The ball moved. It wasn't being dribbled at the point. Again, great execution. This team, when they execute, tell you what, they may not score every possession, but tell you what, I certainly like what they've done tonight.
Brown ripping over his head, finds Washington. Oh, that is not the look you want, and he missed it. But look at Brown on the glass. He has been a force.
Career night for that young man, I would assume. Right, Aaron? Wow. What a night.
25 points for Jawan Brown. Again, he came in averaging 6.5 points per game, had played less than half of his Statesman's contests. But wow, what a night. 11 of 16 from the field, 7 rebounds for him. Choya on the drive, he hangs, can't finish. Tong on the board himself, and he draws the foul. Second personal on Brown, 17 fouls on the Statesman. And Tong takes a trip to the charity stripe. We have a timeout, 3:50 to go. Eagles holding on to a lead, 83-67 on the Hart Conference Network.
Welcome to the Heart of America Athletic Conference, where innovation meets tradition. Here, growth is not just measured in victories, but in the development of character and sportsmanship. Our student athletes compete at a championship level, pushing their limits every day. The Heart is committed to an uncommon student athlete experience that features some of the premier athletic programs in the NAIA. Our commitment to excellence goes beyond athletics, establishing a community of support and mentorship. But what truly sets us apart is the heart with which we play. Join us and experience the passion, the drive, and the spirit of champions. That passion and commitment extends off the playing field and into graduation. The Heart of America Athletic Conference, champions in competition, leaders in life.
$3:50 to go in Puckett Fieldhouse, Fayette, Missouri. Central Methodist, 83-67 advantage over the Statesmen of William Penn out of Oskaloosa. As the Eagles look to close this one out. What a night for Mario Fantina and company from downtown. 14 of 27 for the Eagles, and they're shooting almost 54% from the field. As we talked about earlier, kind of reminiscent of some of the nights they had last season. And it's been in a little bit of a different flavor, moving the ball around. Tong mixed the first of his pair.
Aaron, are we over 20 assists at Central Methodist tonight yet?
21 assists for the Eagles.
That's a great, great sign from offensive efficiency. Talking about the ball's moving, there you go.
Tong, 2 for 2 trip at the stripe. 18-point lead for CMU. This is not a slouch William Penn team either. And there's a 3 off the bench for somebody that's not played a lot today. Jalen Southern in for the first time, a sophomore from Louisville, and he immediately, cold off the bench, drops it in. Choya, beautiful crossover. He tried to feed it to Tong. It's off of him and out of bounds. It's been a good day assist-wise and moving the ball, but we've also had several moments like that. Just to show you, this team has not peaked yet.
Oh, well, we hope not, and you're exactly right.
And Brown able to save it. Washington, he hangs and reverses it in. A nice finish. But it's also something we've talked about with head coach Matt Sherman, is peaking at the right time. That's always important in college basketball. And, you know, CMU kind of peaked a little early last year. They struggled down the stretch, could not shoot the 3 ball as well as they wanted. And that killed them, eventually losing in the quarterfinals against Peru State. Kind of an early exit for a CMU team that was on a double-digit win streak through December and January. And goaltending violation as James went to the basket, unless they're going to blow the whistle for the foul first.
We may have both. They're going to talk about it.
I think the foul was in the shot motion.
Is that something you can review, Aaron? Do you know?
I believe so. I think you can review any goaltending.
Well, let's look here. They're going to the scores table. You know what? Yep, they're going to go review it. I'll give you my 2 cents, which isn't worth much. I thought it was goaltending.
Don't think that's the first thing to consider as they take a look at the monitor. John Henry coaching that William Penn team. He's over 700 career wins, rather 500 career wins. Over a 700 winning percentage, top 20 in the country in NAI active coaches. And they do indeed give the goaltender and Kevin James a chance for a 3-point play.
Now you think about it, with 2:45, a 13-point deficit is not a big deficit to make up, and that was a huge basket and a chance for James, who's had just a tremendous night, to add to that lead.
Season high 18 points for Kevin James. Holbert. Cross-court pass to Williams. He pulls up long 2, air ball. And, William Penn has settled for a lot of those today, and it has not worked to their benefit.
They've also, I don't know, just an observation, Aaron, they've shot a lot of tough 2s. When I say tough 2s, like they're maybe a step away from the 3-point line. Just take 1 step back, you get 3 versus 2. Just another observation I thought interesting tonight.
Fantina was open in the corner. Choya elects to work some clock. 2:15 to go. 16-point lead for CMU, trying to get to the century mark. Choya, Euro step, he's fouled. CMU has only gotten to the century mark once this year, and that was in the opener against Harris Stowe State, which feels like an eternity ago. And CMU got to the century mark a lot last season, being one of the top scoring teams in the entire nation. In fact, they got over the century mark against William Penn twice last year. And the first one is off for Choya, who has 16 points on the night. Interesting, your head coach John Henry is taking out Juwan Brown. I would love to know his plus or minus, because it seems like when he's off the floor, CMU has been able to extend their leads. He has been sensational tonight for the Statesman. Choya splits the pair. 89-72 advantage, 2:05 to tick in Puckett Fieldhouse. Falling away, missed. I mean, there has not been an easy look for William Penn almost the entirety of this second half. James almost went over and back. I think he just got away before he crossed the timeline. CMU continues to tick that clock. Nice. James on the run. Oh, what a beautiful finger roll off the assist, but he is down on the baseline, feeling that calf, and you absolutely hope that this is just a sprain, and it could be cramping. Yeah. And that's really what you're hoping for.
Yes, and looking at what they're doing right now with Mr. James, that's exactly what it is. But another great assist, great finish that time.
So upcoming for CMU, they will be on the road in Olathe at Mid-America, who they defeated early on this year, 85-73. And they'll return home next Saturday versus Grandview, who they beat by 7 early on this year. They'll kind of split home and away until February. So Anthony into the game for James, and he might have shifted his feet. Still got the layup to fall, 93-72 advantage, minute 20 to tick. Williams racing to the bucket, left it short. Fantina on the run on the fast break. A little finger roll to drop it in, 95-72 for CMU. The Eagles making that run for the century mark today. shooting 56% from the field, 52% from three, 79% at the free throw line. NBA teams dream to shoot that well, and more of them have been doing that recently. Oh, Anthony. And this is Jordan. He'll lay it in.
Eagle basket, Kai Jordan.
What a day for the Eagles. Three from Southern is off the mark this time, and Williams ends up with the basketball. And there's a 2-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. We'll see if head coach Matt Sherman will let CMU potentially attempt a three. Or if they'll show some sportsmanship here at the end of this one. Eagles with a big win over a team one spot ahead of them in the conference standings, and the Eagles are above 500 in conference play for the first time since, about a month or so ago, and that's big for your confidence level as this season progresses.
Not only that, Aaron, I tell you what, protecting home turf in this league is so important, and they've done that tonight. 3 in a row to start second semester. Got to be pleased with that. Got some tough road tests ahead of us, but what a great performance tonight by the Central Methodist Eagles.
William Penn will host Peru State on Monday next week as they try to rebound. They're now 1-4 in their last 5, and they fall to 8-6 on the season and 5-5 in conference play. CMU splits the season series against William Penn this season, as they've done the past few years, and they move to 10-7 on the season, 7-6 in conference play, 5-3 at home. Dave, any final thoughts from tonight as we'll have our post-game interview with head coach Matt Sherman coming up shortly?
Talked about a great effort. Want to congratulate you. I know you've had a busy day today. 2 great games, 2 great wins for the Eagles. Always good to be up here with you guys. We'll see you guys in a week or so. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Dave. Eagles Hall of Famer. And the Eagles take the victory 97-74, our final in Puckett Fieldhouse. And that puts CMU in a little bit of a better position. They have won 3 straight as they jockey for positioning in the Hart Conference standings. They are now tied with William Penn. Both will be 500 in winning percentage. And right behind those two, it's Grandview at 5-6, Benedictine at 5-6, Mid-Am at 5-6, Mo Valley at 4-7. And then Clark, Culver Stockton, and Mount Mercy round out the rest of the Hart Conference standings. As we expected to see Matt Sherman up here for post-game, but I'm not sure if he has gone to talk with his team. He had to be pretty happy about this performance tonight. He always finds, as any coach does, things to work on and maybe some things to nitpick. But overall, one of the better performances this season for CMU, and especially at home, as they pick up the win today, 97-74. So I'm not sure if we're going to see Matt Sherman, as I think he has gone to talk to his team. We'll take a break on the Hart Conference Network, and we'll let you know.
Welcome to the Heart of America Athletic Conference, where innovation meets tradition. Here, growth is not just measured in victories, but in the development of character and sportsmanship. Our student athletes compete at a championship level, pushing their limits every day. The Heart is committed to an uncommon student athlete experience that features some of the premier athletic programs in the NAIA. Our commitment to excellence goes beyond athletics, establishing a community of support and mentorship. But what truly sets us apart is the heart with which we play. Join us and experience the passion, the drive, and the spirit of champions. That passion and commitment extends off the playing field and into graduation. The Heart of America Athletic Conference, champions in competition, leaders in life.
Yes.